This Malayalam film brings that old school magic with its charm and heart, total classic vibes. And I'm sure Bollywood stars are on their way to get the remake rights. Let's talk about it. Hello guys, I'm Nona Prince, and my second Onam release of the week was Hridayapoorvam, directed by Sathyan Anthikad and screenplay by Sonu T. The combo of Mohanlal and Sathyan Anthikad came back after a long time and they delivered. This film makes me bring back that OG term, Malayalam chill. If you know, you know. This film just flows. It's a film you experience, you feel it, you live it. And if you don't do that, you may feel the film is very boring and slow. I feel for me personally, the theatre experience was really crucial. It was almost 30 to 40% full, and that community watching made the film more special. We were all laughing together. There were a lot of laugh out loud moments, and definitely there were few moments where I missed out. Maybe I didn't understand it, or the subtitles didn't, translate it correctly, or maybe it was just some cultural thing I didn't get. So I don't know if the film would have worked if I had watched it alone. Maybe it would have, maybe no. But what are some obvious things that make the film stand out? This film has this old school vibe, but also in its making style. If you notice, there are a lot of long takes. There's very less intercutting between actors. In a lot of shots, a lot of actors are framed together as if we are watching a theatre play, and the whole scene plays like that. And it reminds you of the old times because the camera used to be very limited with its movement, so they had to shoot it like that. So recreating that actually adds to the style of the film. It gives you that nostalgic vibes. And the synopsis of the film is that Mohanlal's character gets a heart transplanted and he goes to the engagement of the donor's daughter, and we see what all unfolds there and where the story leads. Now if you look at the narrative, it's actually very simple, but yet it has some complex themes. Like if you look at it, it's basically the subplot of Animal. If you know, you know. And the film is actually dealing with some really conflicting ideas, things that would really make you uncomfortable even to think about. So for Mohanlal to actually do this film is kind of bold. I wonder when Bollywood remakes it, how would they deal with it, or they'll make it crass. In this film, Mohanlal is also playing a flawed character. He's a human being. He is not perfect. In the film, he is not cracking the jokes, but he is part of the joke. The humor is at his expense. And he is in a way playing his age, as in not his real age, but an age where you think of a person being old, a person who faces health issues, who struggles through life, who feels vulnerable, who feels lonely, and how to avoid it, they find a passion and get obsessed about it. And all of that makes him relatable. There are so many nuances in the film which are so gentle, which are not overplayed. The film really makes you wonder about what is the heart, who does it belong to. It made me think of Ship of Theseus. If you put someone else's heart in someone else's body, is it the same person or is it the other person? Of course not scientifically, but philosophically. There's a very interesting moment where the heart becomes tough, that it's a heartbreak, it's a sacrifice that makes it stronger, not the medicines or the yoga. So there is a lot to think about, there's a lot to interpret. Now I did feel we could explore this thing a lot more with the plot. It had a lot of potential, but again, that's not the film. It is not a comedy of errors. It's a very basic human drama with a lot of meta commentary, which I really enjoyed, a lot of Easter eggs, a lot of Fafa mentions, even a dig at the state of cinema today with all the violence and action, and how this film is a refresher. And again, keeping that in mind, for Mohanlal to do this film at the time where it's all about the pan-Indian action violent films, which he did at the start of the year, but that is in the hindsight. When they were making this film, the trend was that. And the reason Bollywood want to remake this now is because the trend is changing. People are tired of all the violence and action. They want such kind of films. And that's why I'm sure Ajay Devgan or Akshay Kumar is on their way to get the rights. Because this film has all the elements they want. It is a very hero-centric story. There's a hero's sidekick, which in Bollywood they'll cast some stand-up comedy. There's opportunity of multiple romances, and they can cast some big actresses to get that glamour. Of course, there's natural organic humor. There's a wedding song. That's what Bollywood is perfect at. And actually seeing a Malayalam film trying to pull it off was funny. There's opportunity for heartful music. There's an action bit also. And there's emotional part which I don't know how they'll deal with. And I'm sure they will franchise the hell out of it. It could be a Houseful 6 or a Son of Sardar 3. Who knows what they'll do with it. Talking about the cast, Mohanlal was just effortless. 2025 has been his year. And yet again, when he gets really good writing, he just shines. Malavika Mohanan finally got a good script where she does a really good job. Siddique, I never knew has such good comic timing. I really enjoyed his character. But the highlight was Sangeeth Prathap. Oh my god, the way he stood on his own in front of Mohanlal, and to get those one-liners and deliver, most of the scenes were laughing because of him. And there are some surprise cameos also that you can enjoy when you watch the film. Now watching the film, it felt a bit long. It could have been more precise, but again, it's about feeling it. I don't know the rewatch value of it, but there are definitely moments you would like to go back and watch. And at the end of the day, it's a good time watching the film with your family on Onam, just like this film was. Loka Chapter 1 Chandra, check out my review. I loved it. Do let me know your thoughts about it in the comments below, and I will see you next time.